Imagine an island, not a paradise of beaches and palm trees but a concrete jungle rising from the sea. This is Hashima Island, known as Gunkanjima or Battleship Island. It looks like a forgotten fortress. Empty windows stare out from decaying buildings. The island is a ghost, whispering stories of a vanished community. What happened here? Why was this island built, only to be abandoned? The story of Hashima Island is a reminder of time's relentless march. It shows how human endeavors, once bustling with life, can fade into silence. Hashima Island is a small, man-made island. It's less than half a mile long, located off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan. The island gets its nickname Battleship Island from its shape. From afar, the silhouette of the island resembles a giant warship, its concrete buildings rising like gun turrets. This unusual shape wasn't designed for war though, it was born out of necessity. As the island grew with the needs of its inhabitants, land became scarce. Every inch was precious. Buildings were constructed close together, towering high to accommodate the growing population. The story of Hashima Island begins with coal, a substance so unassuming yet so powerful that it would shape the destiny of an entire community. Before the world knew the island as a symbol of industrial might, it was just a lonely outcrop in the sea, battered by waves and wind, its secrets hidden deep beneath the surface. In the late 1800s, a remarkable discovery changed everything. Vast undersea coal deposits were found in the waters near Hashima. This was no ordinary coal. It was high quality, perfect for fueling the engines of a rapidly modernizing Japan. The news spread quickly and soon the island became the focus of intense interest and ambition. This black gold, as it was often called, became the lifeblood of progress. It powered factories, trains and ships, driving Japan's transformation into an industrial powerhouse. The coal from Hashima was more than just a resource, it was a symbol of hope, prosperity, and the promise of a better future. As word spread, people from all over Japan began to arrive. Some came seeking fortune, others simply a steady job to support their families. The journey was not easy. Boats braved rough seas to reach the rocky island, and every arrival brought new dreams and new challenges. Miners flocked to the island, eager to work and build a new life. They brought with them not only their skills and determination, but also their hopes for a brighter tomorrow. The island's population began to swell, and with each new arrival, the sense of possibility grew. Hashima Island transformed before their eyes. What was once a barren, windswept rock became a bustling city, its skyline rising higher with each passing year. Concrete apartment blocks, factories, and communal spaces sprang up, creating a unique urban landscape perched above the restless sea. To support the growing community, essential services were built. Schools educated the children of miners, hospitals cared for the sick and injured, and shops provided daily necessities. There was even a cinema, where families could escape the hardships of daily life and enjoy a few hours of entertainment together. Despite the island's small size, life was vibrant and full. Children played in narrow alleyways, neighbors shared meals and stories, and a sense of camaraderie grew among the residents. The island became more than just a workplace. It was a home, a place where people built lasting memories. At its peak, over 5,000 people called this tiny island home. Every inch of space was used and the city seemed to float above the waves, a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. The community thrived, bound together by shared purpose and the challenges they faced. Life was challenging and the work in the mines was both dangerous and demanding. Miners faced darkness, heat, and the constant threat of collapse. Yet, through hardship, a strong sense of community emerged. People looked out for one another, forging bonds that would endure long after the last piece of coal was mined. For decades, the fate of Hashima Island was inseparable from the coal that lay deep beneath its rocky surface. The island, often battered by the harsh winds and waves of the East China Sea, was a place where generations of miners toiled day and night, extracting the black gold that fueled Japan's rapid industrial growth. Every corner of the island echoed with the sounds of pickaxes, machinery, and the determined footsteps of workers heading to their shifts. The coal was not just a resource, it was the lifeblood of the community, shaping every aspect of daily existence. But as the years passed, the world began to change. New technologies emerged, and the relentless march of progress brought with it machines that could do the work of many men. The once cutting-edge equipment on Hashima started to look outdated. and the proud miners watched as their familiar tools were replaced by modern innovations. The demand for coal, once insatiable, began to wane as industry sought cleaner, more efficient sources of energy. Petroleum, with its promise of greater energy output and convenience, quickly rose to prominence. Ships carrying barrels of oil began to dock at ports across Japan, and factories that once relied on coal-fired furnaces were retrofitted to burn oil instead. The world was entering a new era, and the black dust of coal was being swept aside by the slick sheen of petroleum. In 1974, after years of declining profits and mounting operational costs, the Mitsubishi Company, the very force that had transformed Hashima into a bustling industrial hub, was faced with a painful reality. The boardroom was filled with somber faces as executives pored over financial reports and debated the future of the island. Ultimately, they made a difficult decision that would change the lives of thousands. The mines, which had once been the beating heart of Hashima, were no longer profitable. The gates that had welcomed generations of workers now closed with a heavy finality. For the miners and their families, it was the end of an era. A chapter of hope, struggle, and community coming to a sudden close. News of the closure spread quickly, carried by whispers in the narrow alleyways, and splashed across the front pages of local newspapers. The announcement sent shockwaves through the tight-knit community. For many, the mine was not just a place of work, but a symbol of identity and pride. The thought of leaving behind everything they had built was almost unthinkable. Life on Hashima Island had always revolved around the mines. Children played in the shadow of the towering smokestacks, families gathered in company housing, and every festival or celebration was somehow connected to the rhythms of the mining operation. The island was more than just a workplace, it was a home, a community bound together by shared experiences and collective dreams. But with their livelihood gone, the residents faced a heartbreaking choice. One by one, families packed up their belongings, said tearful goodbyes to neighbors and friends, and boarded boats bound for the mainland. The journey was filled with uncertainty, as people left behind not just their jobs, but the only way of life they had ever known. Within just a few months, the transformation was complete. The once bustling streets, filled with laughter and the clatter of daily life, fell eerily silent. Homes, schools, and shops stood empty, their windows staring blankly out to sea. The island, which had once pulsed with energy and ambition, was now a ghostly reminder of a bygone era. The rapid exodus left behind a haunting silence, a stark contrast to the vibrant life that once thrived there. Hashima Island became a symbol of change, of progress gained and lost, of communities built and abandoned. Its empty streets and crumbling buildings stand as a silent testament to the end of an era, and to the resilience of those who once called it home. Today, Hashima Island stands as a testament to the power of nature. With no one to maintain them, the buildings have decayed. The concrete walls are scarred with cracks and covered in vegetation. The salty sea air corrodes the metal, staining it with rust. Nature, once pushed aside, has returned. Birds nest in the empty buildings. The wind whistles through broken windows. The island, once a symbol of human progress, now serves as a reminder of nature's ability to reclaim what we leave behind. Stepping onto Hashima Island is like stepping into a time capsule, a place where the present and the past seem to blur together. The first thing you notice is the overwhelming silence, a quiet so deep it almost feels sacred. The air is thick with memories, as if the island itself is holding its breath, waiting for someone to listen to its story. Every footstep echoes off the cracked concrete, reverberating through empty corridors and deserted streets that once bustled with life. The buildings, now crumbling and overtaken by nature, stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era, their facades weathered by decades of wind and salt. Faded posters still cling to some walls, their colors dulled by time but their messages still faintly visible. These remnants of daily life, advertisements, movie posters, handwritten notes, offer a glimpse into the hopes and dreams of the people who once called this place home. Each torn edge and peeling corner tells a story of laughter, of community events, of ordinary days that now feel impossibly distant. The walls themselves seem to whisper, holding on to the last traces of human presence. Personal belongings lie scattered, forgotten in the rush to leave. A child's toy, a pair of shoes, a cracked teacup. Each item is a fragment of a life interrupted. These objects, left behind in the chaos of evacuation, are silent witnesses to the suddenness with which everything changed. They invite us to imagine the stories of the families who once lived here, the routines they followed, and the dreams they carried with them when they left. The sense of abandonment is palpable, yet there's also a strange intimacy in seeing these private moments frozen in time. The silence is heavy, broken only by the sound of the wind and the waves crashing against the seawalls. The wind whistles through broken windows and empty hallways, carrying with it the scent of the sea and the faint echo of voices long gone. The relentless rhythm of the waves serves as a reminder that nature is always present, slowly reclaiming what was once taken from it. The interplay of wind and water creates a haunting symphony, a soundtrack to the island's solitude. The atmosphere is both eerie and strangely beautiful. As the sun sets, long shadows stretch across the deserted streets, and the soft glow of twilight transforms the ruins into something almost magical. There's a sense of peace here, mingled with melancholy, a beauty that comes from the contrast between what once was and what remains. The overgrown plants weaving through broken concrete hint at resilience, at the quiet persistence of life, even in the most unlikely places. It's a place where the past feels tangible, where you can almost hear the echoes of children playing and families sharing meals. The playgrounds, now silent and rusted, once rang with laughter and the patter of small feet. Inside the apartments, tables are still set, as if waiting for a family to return, plates and cups gathering dust. These ghostly echoes remind us that this island was once alive with stories, with love, with the everyday moments that make up a community. It's a stark reminder of how quickly life can change, how easily the things we build can crumble. Hashima Island stands as a monument to impermanence, a place where the ambitions of the past have been overtaken by the relentless passage of time. Walking among the ruins, you can't help but reflect on the fragility of our own lives and the enduring power of memory to keep the echoes of the past alive. What can we learn from abandoned places like Hashima Island? Perhaps the most profound lesson is the impermanence of all things. What was once a thriving city is now a decaying monument. It's a sobering reminder that even our greatest creations are subject to the forces of time and change. Hashima Island urges us to consider the impact we have on the planet. It prompts us to ask, what will we leave behind? Will it be ruins and relics, or will we find a way to live in greater harmony with the natural world? Hashima Island, in its eerie silence, offers a glimpse into a possible future. A future where nature reclaims what we have left behind. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavors in the face of larger forces, yet there's a strange beauty in this decay. It speaks to the resilience of nature, its ability to adapt and thrive even in the most unexpected of places. It offers a glimmer of hope that even after we are gone, life in some form will find a way. The story of Hashima Island is both haunting and inspiring. It's a reminder of the power of human ingenuity and the enduring strength of nature. It's a story that stays with you long after you've left the island, prompting you to reflect on your own impact on the world. What will be your legacy? What will you leave behind?